So, yesterday we talked a bit about how Farrah had all these receipts and she went and had a whole Twitter thread in regards that she had gotten into it with Trinity the Tuck, who, they appeared together on All Stars 4. And she said that Trinity had made some transphobic remarks in front of a date of hers who happened to be a trans male. So both Trinity and Farrah shared statements without, and we read them yesterday when this initial report broke. But Trinity also clarified that she'd be making a longer statement in an upcoming episode of the Sibling Rivalry podcast, co-hosted by Monet X James and Bob the Drag Queen. The latest episode of Sibling Rivalry, which is on Patreon, which isn't available yet for free to non-members, featured Trinity and Bob as co-hosts reviewing episode 8 of All Stars 9. But before they started reviewing the episode, Trinity shared her side of the story and refuted Farrah's claims, which is why we're bringing it to the show. Because if I had the clips, I would have brought it to you, and we would have played the clips. So now we got to read it. She said Farrah made a bunch of allegations saying that I went to dinner with her and a date that she had when I was booked in San Francisco, which was true. And she made some statements that I made, some very transphobic remarks. One of the remarks that she said that I said was, I can't believe there are men walking around with pussies. Like, girl, okay, I'm from Alabama, but even I back then knew there was a such thing as a trans man, and I knew what the biology of a trans person is. Trinity added, Farrah goes on to say that I had some other, even more harsh things, but what she failed to say was that I had two of my friends who were also at dinner with us. So it wasn't just the three of us. It was her, her date, me, and two of my friends. What I'm assuming happened is that this happened a long time ago, so Farrah just doesn't remember things exactly how they happened. Well, if she don't remember that, then why would she go off and say what she said in there? Because if you're gonna sit and say that this is what happened, this is why I said stop protecting people if this is not the truth and really windmill and say what really happened, because you got to protect your reputation. If Farrah's going to come out and say, oh, you said, I can't believe there's men running around here with pussies, that's going to make you look transphobic. Y'all know people be so quick to be out here canceling people and run with certain narratives. So if that's not what you said, then you really need to openly admit, be like, no, I'm not protecting this person. This person's out here basically putting my career and everything on the line, saying I said this thing when I didn't say it, and you need to defend yourself and not be like, well, Farrah just doesn't remember things exactly how they happened. She also went on to say she also made some statements saying that I never had a conversation offering her to come stay with me, which is also fake and false. I was constantly in contact with her when she was going through all of this stuff and when her therapist passed away. For context, Farrah first addressed the story about her late therapist during the Give It To Me Straight interview with Maddie Morphosis from December 2023. Farrah's therapist was allegedly red-rummed around the time when the pandemic lockdown happened. Now, around that time, Trinity claimed that she offered Farrah to stay over at her home in Florida, something that Farrah seemingly denied in the original series of Twitter posts shared on Thursday, June 27th, saying she was really going through some stuff and we had a weird conversation. This is what Trinity remarked. She doesn't remember that. Because if y'all need a refresher, and I do have the whole clip of that on my YouTube channel. So if y'all haven't seen the segment that I did yesterday of Trinity and Pheromone, that is a separate video that I have that y'all can check out on my YouTube channel. But I'll give you a little bit of what she said. She said she then claimed she invited me over to stay with her and extended her hand to me in any way is quite literally insane, question mark. She never has ever invited me to her home, question mark. Never been in her home. Yes, I was in a bad mental state as my therapist had been red-rummed and my grandma passed away. And countless friends I'd made in my travels throughout the years were dropping like flies from COVID, but Trinity, and in caps, never offered to be there for me in any way. I'm so confused why she made this up. So it says the All Stars 4 winner went on to say, so I contacted my two friends that were with us and I was like, I do not remember saying these things. Can you tell me if I did? Because I don't want to make a statement if that's what I did say. One of my friends, I'm going to say their name right now, said, wait a second, I'm not going to say their name right now, said, well, actually, I'm the one that said something, but what Farrah said was not what she said. So basically, it was saying that the friend was the one that said something, but Farrah said that it was Trinity. So it wasn't Trinity that said what she said, but it was the friend. So they said all of this started because Farrah's date was a porn star. This is what Trinity explained. We were all having a conversation about that lifestyle and what we were all into. Farrah had mentioned that she has been with trans men, and my friend said, I could never do that. I've never been with a pussy. That's what they said. Bob commented, that is a little problematic, but it's not the same thing. So Trinity replied, I can't speak to whatever that is, but that didn't come out of my mouth. That was not something I said. I did not make a comment about it. And for her to place that on me, I can't be responsible for other people. We are all adults. So, okay, so now we know that it was what was said. That she was the one that went off and made the comment and said that, okay, so the friend said it because Pheromone was dating a trans man who does porn. And they were sitting there saying, yeah, because I guess you're a gold star gay, you never been near no vagina. So now you sitting there saying that, oh no, I can't be around nobody. I can't be around no pussy. So, which, yes, that is problematic in the sense of it all. That is a problematic thing to say. And, you know, when you're around friends, whatever the case is, I guess it's kitchen table talk. But also, you got to watch what you say around certain people because you never know how people are going to receive that. And especially like when you're having that conversation around someone who happens to be a trans male, you don't even know what their comfortability level is. So for you to even go and say such a thing, that, in my opinion, is, inappropriate. So you got to watch the things that you say around certain people when it comes to those type of situations. And so Bob went at it and said, memories are faulty. We don't always remember things the way we think we remember them. Trinity continued by saying, but this is the problem with the fan base. Without hearing my side of the story, this is a cult following, mob mentality of just going after somebody just because one person said something. And that's the problem with not hearing all sides because you really don't know. But I don't want people to go in and hating on Farrah. I don't care for her, but I also don't wish her bad will. This was a long time ago. The All-Star 7 finalists went on to conclude. I don't fault her for not remembering the details, but what she said that I said, I didn't say anything to do with that. That was somebody else. So I'm putting this to bed and moving on. And I will say this, let's all put this to bed and move on. So Trinity told her side, Farrah said her side. Now we could just take the pieces of what both was said and come to the conclusion. Trinity said that, yeah, certain things happened that, according to Farrah, but I wasn't the one that said what was said. Maybe Farrah said that Trinity said it because it's something that's sensational. Trinity is a name. We don't know those other people that she was out to dinner with. So if you say that Trinity said it, that gives grist for the mill. That makes it entertaining. That brings something from me, a pundit, to talk about on this show. So now that we have it, I believe Trinity on her part. It's like, yeah, I didn't say it, but it was my friend. And you can't be held accountable for the things your friends say. You could check them, or Farrah could check them. But for the most part, it's like, I'm not responsible for the shit that comes out of people's mouth that is in my inner circle and things. Like, yeah, that's inappropriate, and I will pull you to the side and check you, or I'll check you in front of the person. But it's like, you, at the end of the day, we're all responsible for the things that comes out of our mouth. So I think at this point we could put this to bed. I'm looking forward to seeing that episode of Sibling Rivalry when it's actually available, because when you have to be a Patreon subscriber, and if you want to get all the stuff ahead of time. So shout out to Al for paying that good coin and bringing us the tape so we could talk about it on this here show. So I ask all of you, who do you believe in this whole situation? Do you believe? I don't want to be messy. Are you hashtag Team Trinity? Are you hashtag Team Pheromone? Like how they do them stupid teams when you have to vote for who you want to win in the finale or drag race, that whole thing. Let's not be messy in that way, but I just thought, let's kind of briefly set that up to be messy, but let's not be messy. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think of this story down in the comments below.